Hello, friends. I can see people coming on. I see faces I know and faces I don't know. If this is your first time on the call, would you indicate so that we can welcome you if you haven't been here before? And all right, excellent. And if you have been here before, welcome back. And I wanted to combine uh, uh, love scoops and loop of awareness today, acknowledging the increased forces that we're dealing with in all kinds of different directions, and imagining that for many different reasons this week may be challenging. And so I wanted to start today with something that we were playing with last week, which is feeling your feet as wicks. And I'd like you to just notice your feet, notice the bottoms of your feet, and I'd like you to let your feet absorb love just like a candle wick. And I'd like you to let that keep moving up and through your body so that you're enjoying not only a flow of love in you, but also a connection to the earth. And my intention is for you to enjoy love scoops along with loop of awareness today that returns all the way back through you to the earth again. So coming up through you. So I'd like you to just feel that like bubbling up, all of that love bubbling up from you, and also knowing that that love is always available, and that as you turn your attention, that you can draw that up through you. And then I'd like you to imagine letting that ripple out, first of all, just into the space around you. So with your attention, but also with the rest of your body, I'd like you to let it loop around you. And then I'd like you to notice something that you appreciate, or something that's beautiful, or actually just something that's new. And I'd like you to draw that back in through you and let that percolate down through you and to nourish the earth. So the loop is going to be an up and over and out and around and then back down in you and back to the earth. So let yourself just play with that for a few minutes, where you're first of all really feeling your feet. So I like to also sometimes like to tap my feet or jiggle my feet or bounce my feet. Squish around with your feet into the earth, imagining that you're in a big love mud pool and you're squishing your feet in it and it's coming up through you. And then I'd like you to let the circle of love both expand you, so you're feeling out to your edges, and also ripple out wider from you now. So rippling out into the space around you and the space beyond what you can see. And take a moment to breathe and to find a leisurely pace, so that you're letting yourself be aware that we are, in fact, when we're presencing, we are surrounded by love all the time. And letting that love now return to you and moving down through you. And as it's moving down through you, feel any place in you that is wanting a little extra flow. And just let your body open to letting a little extra love and flow and breath move through you. I'm noticing it particularly on my back and in my shoulders. So I think that we're in a time right now where a lot of people are feeling a lot of stress, and we can often feel that up in our shoulders and in our backs. So Make some space for love and attention to percolate. I've already had my cup of coffee that my beloved has made for me this morning, and he always percolates it. And so imagine that you're a bunch of coffee grounds and your love is percolating through you. Or if you're a tea drinker, no prejudice here. If you're a tea drinker, you're letting that infuse and spread out through your body. And then again, touching back into the earth. And then again, do something even a little bit different with your feet. Another way of making contact and letting your feet, like I've played, I don't know if you've ever done that, where you pick up marbles with your toes and then you throw them. So you're really using your toes to grip. Let your toes gather up some love, or it could be like a cat kneading, that your toes are kneading. And your toes probably are kneading, N-E-E-D. So let your toes do something different, and then let that move up through you in a different way. So maybe swirling around you like the old-fashioned barber pole, or letting it move like spreading your wings. Just feel some different way of letting that move up through you. And then letting it spread out into and sending it way out. So for me, I'm sending it up to Northern California and all of the folks I know and that I don't know who are dealing with all of the fires and the stresses in the air. And then all of the beauty of connection and being for each other that they're doing up there. Take some of that and bring it back to you and let it land on you in a different way. Let yourself play with taking it in a different way. Like I'm letting it come in right under my collarbones, where at the top of my lungs, I'm making a little bit more space for some more love up here. And any place in you that you want to touch as it's coming back through and moving down into the earth. You also might see something that somebody is doing in another one of our little Zoom windows. So if you see something, go, oh, I like that. Go ahead and try it on. So I'm noticing that Heath is making some armpit space, which is a great place to let love in because we get all clenchy. Yeah, so letting love in, letting it percolate down, and then letting it come through your feet into the earth. And appreciating and loving the earth directly, which is very stressed right now in a number of ways. And letting there be plenty of love, plenty of attention for you, for your community, for the people that you don't know, for the people who could really benefit from more breath, more resources. So now I'd like you to from your feet, in fact, let your weight go from one foot to the other and feel what happens when you really let yourself contact and then let it switch over from one side of your body to the other, and recognizing all of these different dimensions that we have inside us, all of these multitudes that we carry inside, and giving love to them, the aspects of you that you're aware of and the aspects that you're not. And because fear, we're going to be hearing a lot about fear from now for the next few months. And so fear makes us smaller, among other things. So just take a moment and notice how fear might have been making you smaller here. You might have been, hunkering, turning away, folding up, holding your breath. So just giving some love to that, giving some attention to all of that inside you. And then letting your breath, and particularly the imagining that you're in one of those lovely pools where the water circulates, letting all of that circulate around you and allowing you to spread out into your full, what we call your kinesphere, your reach space. See if you can feel your reach space and your horizontal and the spiral of you. And then let that spiral of love dance around and move around and send that anywhere, to friends, to the earth, to different areas, from your fullness, from your, I'm fully expanded, I'm fully here. And then let yourself take some of the mists of love, the spritzers, love spritzers, coming back into you, and notice anywhere in your body. I'm really noticing a lot in my shoulders today. So those of you who are feeling this is a place where we not only carry fight, but we also carry burden. So those of you who are feeling responsible, remember that responsibility is able to respond, which is what we're up to today. It's not burden or blame, but rather the ability to respond. And that's a big part of what we're up to with loops and scoops, is increasing our ability to actually respond. So taking love scoops and also oozes through your shoulders, and let yourself play with the speed that feels most nourishing to you, the pace that feels most nourishing to you. And can you do that while being aware of your feet? And can you do that while giving some attention to some other part of your body? And can you do love scoops in and love scoops out in a way that allows you to feel connected to you, so that you're in the larger love pool and you're letting that ripple spread. So letting yourself play in your love pool, letting your feet jiggle in your love pool, gathering up love, and let it come out around you like the pebble in the pond. So letting you love you thoroughly, and then letting that spread out around you. And just for a minute here, I'd love for you to let that just take you. So it might take you around the room, it might take you into sound, it might take you into jumping up and down. Let yourself really just go all the way with it for a minute in both directions, so that you're not trying to be within a form, you're making your own form each time you're playing with love for me, and then love through me and around me. And so this week especially, I invite you to let yourself, even for just a couple of minutes throughout the day, coming back to combining love scoops and shifting your attention, because this is a week in which I think you're going to be invited to get really caught out there. And so coming back to you, grounding yourself in presence, feeling that presence is always available, and that it allows us to presence ourselves and then to connect with others and to co-create. And thank you for co-creating with me and with everybody else today. And so for 10 seconds or so, let's unmute everybody and make any sounds that you're wanting to as we're
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow.